My name's John Barrett. Coming into the challenge, I was very skeptical. I didn't eat like I was supposed to. A lot of bad stuff, especially Cokes. That was probably the worst thing for me. And the hardest thing to give up. Like I said, I was skeptical getting into it, but one of my wife's friends kept nagging us to try and do this. And so we finally went to one of the seminars, listened to what was being said, and thought we'd give it a try. Since my wife's friend had actually told us so much about it already, like I said, we decided to give it a try. And we went in starting with the challenge, giving up a lot of bad food. That was another thing going in. I was actually concerned with being hungry all the time. That was one of the worst things that I thought I was just gonna shrivel up and not be able to do anything because I'd be so hungry. It was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Being hungry was not nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I wasn't constantly hungry as I thought I was gonna be. I would wake up and sometimes I'd have a shake, whichever shake.
The smoothie?
Yeah, the smoothie. I didn't like the shakes very much, I won't lie. So I didn't drink them nearly as much as I didn't have 2 a day. And there were some days that I didn't even have any. There was a couple times that when I was overwhelmingly hungry and I knew I was hungry, I actually would eat like raw cashews, raw almonds, and water. Water became my new best friend. It is definitely not Coke, but I don't enjoy water now, but I have grown to where I can have it anytime, and it quenches your thirst a lot better than anything else would ever. And with dinner, we would usually have some sort of either chicken. Chicken was mostly what we had. Sometimes we'd have turkey, but not real often. We had beef a few times, had fish a couple times. Usually we'd either grill or bake the meats. And for vegetables, we usually ate cabbage, green beans, broccoli, asparagus. Oh, it was cauliflower, but it was, as they called it, rice. And it made it similar to rice. And that actually, I really didn't think that was going to be any good, but it actually turned out a lot better than I thought. That was one of my favorite vegetables to have. Seasoning it the correct way helps. Probably surprisingly the most would have been having more energy than I thought I was going to have, thinking that I was going to be hungry, not having food, and doing the things like that. I really thought that I wasn't going to be able to, I was going to be like droopy. It might be hard for some people on the first and second day. That wasn't too bad for me, and I would almost say I was having withdrawals after that for the third day would probably be, third or fourth day would have been the worst for me, because I've done it before where I've gone a day or two without drinking, like Cokes and having stuff like that. But cutting out all of the sugar, it was, I would assume it was my body craving it, but I would actually start getting a headache. I started getting it for like the second or third day, and it lasted for a while. And my thoughts were that maybe it's just because my body was so used to having so much sugar, it was really bad. Didn't work well for me at first on those days. But after I got over it and headache went away, and it actually, now, it's not that hard.
How much weight did you lose?
Depends on which scale you use, but it was basically around about 33 to 34 pounds.
You lost 33 pounds in how many days?
21. It's worth it. If you don't think that you can do it, trust me, you can do it, because if I did it, almost anybody can do it. With that, like I said, Coke was my favorite drink. I usually have one or two for breakfast, which is bad. But it's even worse because I didn't have one for lunch sometimes, and then for dinner, sometimes it'd be the 32-ounce cup of it, and sometimes it'd be a little more. So basically, I was going through more than a 2 liter a day, pretty much, if I would guess. And that was real hard giving that up, but I've seen now that it's actually worth it. And it is possible, because I did it. Feel a lot better about it, and feel a whole lot better with my energy and everything.